Hi, my name is Creed. In this video, I'll be overviewing Season 6 in its first couple of weeks. This is not a review of the game as a whole, but more so me pointing out and giving feedback on the changes, additions, and issues from the latest season. If you never played the finals and you're looking for a full review, I'll be linking a video by the Gubs in the description that you can watch after finishing my video. I need that watch time. Just a heads up, most of the small problems I'm going to bring up are probably due to lack of budget, resources, and time. And you'll see that most of these issues could be considered details. I'm going to be a bit pushy on these problems on purpose so I can make my point. I'll be also suggesting a solution for most of these so that this video isn't just me crying about the smallest thing ever and not trying to offer any fixes. I know the devs takes feedback in consideration, so this doesn't feel like a bottle thrown into the sea. And if you have the attention span of a goldfish and you wonder, is this game worth playing in Season 6? Yes. Absolutely. The only people who's going to tell you otherwise are salty ranked players with anger issues. And obviously, feel free to debate with me at any point I'll be making in this video. Or just say I'm wrong. It's okay. I can handle it. I think? So, now that we are in-game, I'll talk about everything from the menu perspective, top to bottom. You can now reach level 120 if you hate showering. It's very complicated to be level capped this season, which is a good thing, but no one wants to use a badge to show its level. I haven't seen anyone use it, especially when you can already see your level in the top corner of your card. And also I feel like with very little resources, they could do reskins of already existing items with other sponsors. Like, even if it's not amazing, just something worth playing a little bit more. Like, the badge doesn't seem like anything on a grind for. Being able to stack whatever your friends are doing is a great thing. Not creepy at all. Pretty simple, but the fact that this is even integrated in Steam is a nice touch. It's these small things that together can come a long way. They've been updating for a while now the expression pose card thingy. So you know, like when you pick an expression, it shows a different pose on your card. This is something that I don't think many people notice, but I do. And it's been getting a lot better. And this season, I don't think there's a single one that looks odd to me. Coming to outfits, I think this was long overdue. A lot of people were asking for this, and this is really cool and it works very well. I'm very happy that out of the box we can swap outfits at the start of the game before even starting the match. And you know, the fact that you can match stuff that you don't own and save it for later is huge, especially from a consumer point of view. You get to really play with the customization without having to spend anything really. I think the new style layout just makes a lot more sense, right? It's more organized, better put together, and I just think, and I've seen this a lot, I don't like the fact that the featured item window stays up even when I'm scrolling. Don't get me wrong, I don't mind the featured item window on its own. They got to bring money to the game somehow, but I don't want it to follow me while I'm scrolling. It just gets confusing and annoying. But I know for a fact that a lot of people were complaining about this, so I really hope they fix it somehow. One thing that is completely personal is that I still can get behind the social wheel. This is really a me thing, but it's always been confusing to me. The fact that the emoticons are with the emotes, but the sound are with the gestures, and that in the game you have to press 1 gazillion button to find the one you're looking for. I don't know. Again, this is a me thing, but since season 1 I don't get it. Also, I wish you could apply the same social wheel to every contestant at once. Okay, so moving on from contestants, I've noticed that they've stopped having the video preview on the new gadgets, which is a shame because I can't underestimate how important it is for new players to take a quick glance at what the thing is doing, right? Like, from a new player perspective, I don't want to shift tab or look up my phone to see what my gadget is doing, and some of them from the description are very confusing. For example, the logbook description for stupid people like me, that's a lot of complicated words in a single sentence. I know from personal experience that when some of my casual friends were trying the game out, it was super helpful for them to watch a preview of what they were gonna spend their precious VRs on, because you don't get that many. The new sights are obviously a very nice addition. I don't think weapon attachments should go any further than sights, so like no silencer, grip, laser, etc. At least from a balancing perspective. But yeah, it's making a lot more weapons viable. I personally feel just a lot more confident using a lot of them because I'm not stuck using a sight or reticle I don't like. Like, where am I supposed to aim with this? Above? Under? I don't get it, bro. But one thing that is very obvious and has been told many times is that I wish we could preview what the reticles are when you're changing your sights. So the shape and the color of them, pretty much. Because if you don't know, how are you supposed to guess that this is a green arrow with 2 lines on the side and now the Steve reticle from Black Ops 2? I mean, you know, I don't think you'd accept that. And also one small thing, like I'm being really picky here, is that I wish reticles would match the ranked and XP camos. I don't accept them to adapt every sight to every skin that every release to the game, because that would be ridiculous. I don't think any video game company is willing to do that. But I feel like for camos that are shared with multiple weapons, it will be worth it. Because in the end, almost every weapon is going to get an emerald skin, right? So you will be using that sight asset multiple times. Also, the ACOG and holo sight already exist in other finishes, but are not applied to the other weapons. So I feel like we we're all for it there. I think it's a healthy thing that we don't get new specialization too much, and I know that a lot of people have been complaining about it, but you need to see them as a new character, right? A new way to play. Like a single new specialization can completely change how you're playing the game or even shape the whole meta. So I definitely think it's a good thing we don't get them too often. Weapons are not as much as a big deal as specializations. But yeah, it's been a while since we got a new one. I hope next season we will. Coming to the new weapons, the minigun is very fun, right? It's the funny one this season. It's goofy in its own way. And while in a casual setting, it's competitive enough, in higher elo this thing is useless. Like, you're not going to achieve anything with this, especially when for longer ranges you already have the Shack 50, that is the better SMG here, and the Flamethrower serve basically the same purpose but better. To me, a simple buff that will make this weapon viable is improve its structure damage. One of the funniest use for this weapon is for breaching, but by the time you finish punching a hole, you're emptying off your mag and you're not going to be able to do anything with the other half. And I don't think boosting its structure damage would make it replace the sledgehammer, but at the time of recording this is just not worth using in anything beyond power shift. You've heard and seen everywhere that the repeater is the most overpowered weapon in existence in the finals, and while on paper it is insanely good, in practice it is so unforgiving that the skill gap nerfs it. If you miss a single shot with this thing, you're going to lose your fight. I've met very few people who are skilled enough to play this correctly with this thing and hit their shots. Like, most people miss their entire mag, and this shows how much of a learning curve this weapon is. So in a weird way, this weapon is very balanced and very fun to play with. Also, I think it's a good thing that it doesn't have an ACOG scope, otherwise I think the pike will lose just too much purpose. And yeah, the reload mechanic is fun and not confusing compared to the RN220, the new assault rifle for light. As of recording this video, they slightly buffed it and it's still not enough to justify using this over anything else. You'd be better off using the XP54 any day of the week, really. It doesn't fit any light playstyle at the moment, and if you're looking to play for longer ranges, just use the V9S. Its damage output is so much better at any range, really, and if you're looking to play mid-range, well, the Trial 54 is better. And for shorter range, you have the M11. You also have the shotguns, but I'm only talking about automatic weapons here. And yes, the V9S is an automatic weapon. Also, the reload gimmick is just confusing. I never end up emptying my full mag, and I found myself more penalized by the regular reload being so slow. But this could just be something you will have to get used to. Well, I mean, when this thing becomes viable. And while we are talking about the RN, it's a good time to mention the weirdest thing with this weapon, and it's how many skins it gets this season alone. And I think this is an issue, if you can call it that we have for the first time. So, for starters, we're going to take a quick glance at the battle pass. You're getting 3 skins, right? The first one being on the first level of the battle pass, which is kind of mid, in my opinion. Then, on level 56, you get a racing theme one. And then, on the last bonus page at level 102, you get its recolor, which also looks good, even if it's the third red skin in the battle pass alone, but I'm just being bitchy here. Then, the final rewards on all 3 of the sponsor tracks are another Ariane skin, which all 3 of them look fire, but if you pick the Alpha Acta one, you're getting one that's incredibly similar to the recolor on the bonus page. And you could say that if you were to re-sign with a sponsor in a later season, you could get it later, so it's not really season locked, but most people are going to get it now, right? And this is where things get crazy. I don't know why, but in ranked you get a diamond one, and in World Tour you also get an emerald one. You got how many skins for this? 6 this season alone. Now, to be fair, this is a really stupid problem, right? Like, it doesn't really matter, it's nothing game breaking. And all of these are free, excluding the battle pass ones. But this is too much of the same weapon in the same season, especially when most of these are end game ones that you'll probably end up having at the end of the season. I just wish they would have distributed, well, hold on a second. I just wish they would have distributed it to other weapons. And don't get me wrong, I don't mind the fact that all the sponsor rewards are on the same weapon. I feel like season 4 was unfair to anyone who didn't get the Holto hammer, which I got, by the way. Looking at the battle pass, I understand why they reskinned the racing one, because it would have made sense to make an Alpha Acta skateboard or gamer skin. You can put all the camo you want on this. This is not going to look tactical. Talking of skins, I want to bring up the level 10 skin. There was a lot of hype for this, and I definitely think it's the weakest one they've released so far. It just looks dull, especially when you consider how much XP is required to get it. Like, we're talking 200,000 XP here. It's just not worth grinding for. But I've been waiting since season 1 for an overhaul of the skin grind system system in general, because right now it kind of feels broken. For example, the barricade is extremely easy to level up. By just throwing it in the middle of the platform in power shift and doing nothing, I got it halfway to level 9. In the other end, for the getaway, you can only gain XP by deploying both portals. So like if your teammates go through the portal, it doesn't count. Deploying it gives you 50 XP. And if you wanted to grind it to level 6, for example, that's 270,000 XP. That's 5,400 deploys alone. Now, if you're clinically insane and you wanted to grind to level 9, you'd be looking at 15,000 deploys, which is 750,000 XP. This issue was brought up by someone on Reddit. I'll post a screenshot right here, but this is not the only gadget or weapon with this issue. Most of them feel unbalanced. So yeah, I really hope they evolve the system. Maybe even add some kind of weapon mastery, because nowadays there's a lot of people who enjoy skin grinding. It really became a thing with Call of Duty and stuff, and I don't think it needs to become like Call of Duty. There's no place for this in the finals, but yeah, at the very least, some balancing will be nice. While we are still on the topic of cosmetics, I think the battle pass is good. Weaker than last season in my opinion, but I still really like it. I know a lot of people prefer when they're hard themed like season 2 or 3, but I personally really enjoy them when they're sticking to the sponsors / the finals aesthetic, if that makes sense. Like this just really feels the finalsy. Not necessarily a big fan of the sport theme, but it makes sense when you're looking at the finals. Like this is a game show with celebrities and athletes. Shout out this gunshot by the way, it makes cow box noises. But one thing that they've been doing for a while now is these fake tier thingies. Now, follow me for a second. For example, in a battle pass, at level 34, you get these glasses, right? Cool. At level 40, you get a bundle. When you click preview the bundle, it says this bundle includes, and you have the same glasses. Why is this here if you're going to get it here? Now, even worse, on the last bonus page at level 103, you get a pair of pants. Cool. Only at level 106, in the last tier of the battle pass, you get a whole outfit. When you preview it, not only does it include the pants that you just unlocked 3 years ago, but you also get the same hair, the same face, the same body paint, and the same boots that you get at level 96. The same thing happens on the sponsor track, where the outfit you get rewarded is just gloves, boots, and a headpiece. Now, don't get me wrong, this is nothing game breaking again, but this just feels misleading. Most of the players who's going to end up grinding to this level are going to realize that this includes stuff that they already earned. It feels like they're offering more than there really is. Again, this is nothing game breaking, but I can imagine that this is something that could be really frustrating for people who don't play too often and thought, oh wow, I'm getting another pair of pants. No, no. Same exact ones. Still talking about skins, the store update. Very cool. It now shows you at the top when the store refreshes. The categories is a great idea for players who didn't follow every skin release every week, right? And if it can bring more money to the game, I'm all up for it. Also, the video ad thing at the top is a great touch. It makes the whole thing much more dynamic, and it's nice that they're putting more use of these sick trailers that have been dropping.
We are glad to do the dirty work. Power is power, and you want it.
Also, shout out this animation. I haven't seen many people mention it. It looks sick. Quick side note on the sponsor track. I think it's even better than last season. They're always improving it. I'm going to say it again. I don't mind that all 3 sponsors get the same weapon, and yeah, it brings a lot of immersion to the game. It brings the community together. You'll see a lot of people being real roleplay about what sponsor they've signed up to. All the rewards are great, especially your spoos. Like, if you haven't picked them, what are you doing? Because you're either racist or a very annoying person on Reddit. But yeah, jokes aside, even with the fake tier thingy, it's sick. I mean, this is free. Like, everyone can get all of this for free. Finally, moving away from cosmetics, the new game mode layout is great. It's much more smoother, and I think the quick play progression is a nice addition, considering how much of the player base doesn't even play World Tour. I don't mind that quick bank is gone now that TDM is staying, and while I don't think it's a good the finals experience, it's perfect for people who just want to get the hang of the gunplay or just warm up their aim. I'm not going to mention the big issues with World Tour and its LNT crisis. I'd rather keep that for another video if you guys want to see that, but mainly because the reason that it's the way it is right now is from the lack of players. The weekly events and rule changes are a good reminder that this is supposed to be a casual game mode and keep the game fresh, but yeah, solo queuing this game mode is still painful. Very painful. Also, M134 Minigun. Funny. And obviously, the OST this season is amazing. Again, Embark is not letting us down once with the music. Even in general, everything in this game just sounds so good. Like, I still hear the cash out alarm in my nightmares. blast. I found myself taking a lot longer than I used to be, especially from the beginning of a season, whereas I usually get burned out very easily. From my perspective, the meta feels very, very healthy. The fact that half the player base thinks that light is overpowered and the other half think it's underpowered proves that the light / medium / heavy situation is very balanced. Mediums isn't dominant in every situation ever, heavies are helpful again, and if played right, lights are a menace. I think this is how it should be, and this might be very different in higher helos, but for the past couple of weeks playing this game, it's been close to perfect. As multiplayer games goes, you know, people are always going to cry about something, except for the sword. Fuck the sword. I know it seems that I've been kinda negative for this season, but most of the issues I brought up are linked to cosmetics or things that don't matter that much in the grander scheme of things. The devs are still some of the most dedicated people I've experienced as a player, and I still recommend the finals to anyone who's into FPS. Try hard to casual players. So this is the first time I do a video like this. I apologize in advance for my accent. I know sometimes some words just don't sound right at all. But yeah, I got a couple more video ideas for this game, so like if you enjoyed this one or gonna see more, just let me know. I'll be catching you next time. Maybe. I don't know yet. Maybe you'd be catching me?